Welcome back to World Super Touring action. Here we are at Dragon Trail for the first race of the weekend. We are off the back of a double header at Maggio, which did very nicely indeed. And on pole for this round, surprise of surprises, it's one of the rookies. You have got Marcus Salo, fastest ever time in qualifying, his first ever pole, and we look forward to a good race. Adrian Michael Reese here, as per usual. Alongside me is Christian Shepherd once more.
Hello.
And in the pits with some even more surprising news for you all. I think that's the fastest time that Anthony Ingram has set all season, and he's fifth on the grid there, Michael Swinnerton, on the pit wall for Mazda.
He is indeed. We managed to find some speed in that little Mazda for this race.
Now both Salo and Ingram are surrounded. We'll ignore the Hondas for the time being by some rear-wheel drive cars as well. Expect them to gain advantage before we head into turn one. Let's see the action as the mist begins to come in from the sea. Off the line already, Jamie Webber. It was inevitable, really, wasn't it? As is one of the Toyotas, that's Gordon Butcher. But Jason Thompson fending off third. Status maintained for him, but that was a cracking start from Webber for obvious reasons. Ingram down to 7th. That's two of the other rear-wheel drive cars in the field. There's one of them. Fisichella through the chicane on Nicky Lammers. The Tarquini chicane, where most of the traffic are right now. 2x2. Ingram's in 7th. Suarez up to 8th with his teammate in 9th. Decent position for the Golf guys. But there's Wittmann with a bit of a surge on from the back of the pack. Didn't do very well in qualifying, as did the Renaults, who are propping up the field right now, as Felix Rydell makes up for last place. Oop, bit of touch in from Ingram there on Wittmann, and Wittmann's up with his team, with her teammate, through the Istanbul bends. Darlow managed to hold on to second there. Through the final turns. Expect to see some questionable braking through the first apex. We saw it last time we were here with the Euros.
I was only with the Peugeot RCCs. I mean, to be fair, we are seeing the Fords perform in a similar way to what we did European touring cars.
Better talent on show, I believe. I think that might be the differential. And still ahead of Ingram. Don't think that helicopter's going to pick up much if the fog, the mist is in its way. Kazuki Ide with a bit of a wobble on up the Tarquini chicane. The surge towards the hairpin. Ide with a bit more power there from Nico Wirtz. Sophia Schneider rather. Wirtz in the Volkswagen ahead. And after a disappointing lap one of the Renaults is given a bit of a wake-up call there, closing in on the rest of the privateer field there. Dumas in DHL Alpha, Wickens in the 3M Ford. There's a slight start of a spread at the front, but this battle could rage on. Oh, the sun's coming out. Okay, good.
Lammers on the inside, potentially. So to back out a bit.
Speaking of, Alpha's held up there by Nicky Lammers. Also in turn holding up Ingram. You wouldn't be disappointed with that much of a start fall back, would you, Swinny?
No, he had 3 rear-wheel drive cars around him. We were very much on damage limitation mode for the start, and then try and claw it back over the next few laps. So that's our current goal.
At least he's keeping close attention to that rather than falling back even further. Especially with the 2 Golfs in tow.
Yeah, very true. We're making a bit of a gap to the Volkswagens, which is quite nice. Gives us a nice little cushion to the rest of the privateers, at least.
We'll see what difference that makes to the standings by the time we finish race 2. Looking good so far. Nicky Lammers there. Braking area for the hairpin. Gordon Butcher still close to Jason Thompson and Sarlo. Webber has just gone, scalded cat mode through the S's.
Tends to be a centric BMWs can do when they get towards the front, especially when they have the lead. They will pull away, but they do tend to burn the tyres. But you could end up seeing Thompson, Butcher, or even Sarlo if he keeps it up. The Butcher making a bit of a hash in the corner there.
We expect it to happen. You'd think Webber further away from the shot there, bit more conservation in mind. Not even halfway there yet.
That's looking again, same as the previous lap.
The spread between first to 8th right in front of you. Bit of a gap to 9th then. On board, Nicky Lammers. Honda Power starting to gain in on Gordon Butcher there.
Oh, slipstream too early. Lost a fair bit of speed down the straight. Seems a bit too early to be cooling your brakes at the moment.
And it is early days. Jamie Webber putting in what was a colossal time so far. 1 second faster than the rest of the field by the looks of it, especially Gordon Butcher's time there on lap 2. Down the inside of Thompson. Is that going to be a touch? That looked like that definitely looked like some kind of contact there, but fair play to him. Did not want to take advantage of that. Not this time, at least. Ide falling back behind Sophia Schneider, but there's Jean Aiello. Renault pretty much gave up on qualifying, but this is to a degree making up for it. We expect to see them higher up the field. On the exit of the Istanbul turn, that might just it might just happen, but for some reason no confidence in one of the apexes on Istanbul, as we see Ingram and Wittmann having a bit of a battle. Ingram back up to 7th. That is one of the bigger changes in the race so far.
Thompson dropping off from Sarlo now.
As Aiello gets ahead of Ide into turn 1, but the Toyota Power, what's left of it, is still saying no to the chicane. Different lines there. We expected Renault to do well, especially with the 2 wins in previous rounds. That Renault Power should kick in at this point. You can see it already outside of Ide. And clean, okay. No room to brake for Schneider's bumper, and then Ide back down the inside at the hairpin.
Aiello should be able to power out from here.
There we go.
Yeah, he's dropped Ide. 12th place for him.
Here's to say
a few more at this rate.
Here's to say that the VWs are holding the midfield up. Case in point where we saw Ingram in 8th and not losing time to them. Questionable lines from the 3 in front of Aiello there, but there's Ide. Okay.
Ide just shoves them aside.
They found some grip, I guess, Toyota, especially if Butcher's going to be in the top 5. E-Day could be a little bit more higher up.
Well, he's going to have to challenge now that BMW up against the slipstream for long enough. That Renault does have a bit more power, at least top speed down the straight.
And
Ford's following along as well.
Hello. So
Low on Wickens.
Sensing a
He's
theme
about to get
here.
overtaken again.
The curse of Ford is striking a chord with the two drivers. The more experienced of the two isn't looking good, whilst the rookie is having a field day. Would be nice if he was still leading, albeit a front-wheel drive compared to the rear-wheel drive BMW. Such a gap on. Palou down to 15th now.
Awful. Yeah, got an awful XL there as well.
Gap extends. Wickens into the hairpin on board. Day further back from Aiello now. As we reach, or go past the halfway mark.
Schneider now under the attack of the fast-looking Renault at the moment.
Compared to last year's World Championship, I'm seeing a difference of opinion on the racing line throughout this infield section, all the way from the hairpin to this exit here. Now, Salo started to hold up 3rd place by the looks of it. Webber, the gap is still enough of a space, but at this point, this could be where it all changes if Webber hasn't conserved enough grip with the remaining 50% of the race to go. Ingram's still 7th, splitting the two Alphas, and enough of a gap as well. Very comfortable first half there, Srenny.
Yeah, just a bit. The fact that we've managed to make a gap to Wittmann is interesting and comforting in equal measure.
Here's Butcher again with the onboards. But the spread now.
Seem to have the speed where it counts at the moment, Toyota.
Buckingham's still 5th. Salo either looks to be closing in, or Webber has hit a wall of grip that he didn't want to reach this early. Salo's going to be in the same shot almost. Good day for him so far. Keller closing in on Lamas as well. I wonder if Butcher's going to get some slipstream off of that Thompson Civic. Not enough for the Becks though. It's Polo. They'll fence that one off. And you can just hear the engine tone of the BMW just in front of Salo there. They're all in the same shot still. Webber still with the fastest lap, but the rest of the field 4/10ths closer in that last lap. They're going to be gaining. Webber might have hit his limit. Ingram still doing well. Suarez now ahead of Wittmann. So the Volkswagens have started to wake up a little bit. There goes
Very horrendous defensive move there on
that was
on
Wirtz,
Wirtz.
but Schneider's going to reap the, well, I was going to say reap the benefits of that, but seem to get more stuck in traffic with the Renault about to make inroads as well. Hairpin area, brace yourself. Whilst that's happening, the crocodile at the front of the field looks to be very close going into Istanbul. Salo has caught up to Webber. Butcher has fallen back. 4th, 5th, and 6th in the same shot. Ingram about to sneak in there. There he is. But there is definitely a split in the field now, and even further split further back as the tail enders haven't completely given up yet. They're still on pace. Gasho with the fastest lap, 1:41, and too little too late it seems. He must have completed that the lap before. I completely missed that because we were too busy paying attention to the leaders.
Very close now up front. Just saw the at the front there, Sarlo getting
Now,
the closest to that BMW.
bit of a wobble on the exit of Tarquini chicane, but still with 2.5 to go.
Just a note on Gasho's lap time there. As he is in 16th place, he would be getting nil points. Unless that lap time stays, that gives him an extra 2 points. So the fact that he's done that is definitely a small victory in a sea of a bad weekend for them so far.
Which does mean as long as he gets one more place, there's a little crumb of comfort again. But not enough of a crumb to get P1 for race 2. That is currently in the hands of Sophia Schneider.
Schneider past Wirtz now.
And
Hello's been slowed down by this current traffic at the moment.
Gasho's teammate in close attention, as well as an E-Day.
Yeah, Ida getting socked back into this.
Top 3 still Weber, Salo and Thompson.
Oh, and here comes E-Day.
Down the inside, double apex are coming up. And that's enough of a wobble on to concede the positions at E-Day.
Yeah. Got a little flustered then with the Toyota. Probably wasn't expecting the move.
Wittmann back up to 8th, but side by side with Suarez.
Completes the move around the outside.
Very well executed, but too far back from the top 7.
We're having another go.
We're going to be stuck here
this time.
We're going to be trying to watch this. There might be something happening up front. They've spread out again, so Webber still in a comfortable position in 1st. 4th to 7th might be having a bit of a battle, but here's E-Day with Aiello again. Is Aiello going to make 2 in 1 here? No, too far back.
Gets his nose chopped off by E-Day. That move has dropped him back somewhat.
So the interesting thing I'm noticing here as the race is progressing is this track seems to be a bit of 2 halves. So the front-wheel drive cars with their straight line speed are getting obviously very good traction down the straights, down the top speed sections. But then as soon as they come to this infield complex, it's all rear-wheel drive territory. So Aiello against the Golf there, his problem is where he is strong is also where the Golf is strong, and where he is weak is also where the Golf is weak. So he can't really find the advantage like he can against the rear-wheel drive cars at the moment.
Case in point, there might have been an absolute shuffle on for 3rd to 7th whilst we were talking there. I caught a brief glimpse of it whilst we were seeing the other end of the tunnel. Thompson, Butcher, Lammers and Fisichella were having a major battle, and it's kind of spread that further back from Salo. With 1 lap to go, that's guaranteed the position for Salo by the looks of it. If this is a wall that's going to rage on for the middle of the reverse grid for race 2. Wittmann still in 8th, Suarez, Nico Wirtz. It's going to be a Volkswagen front row if Schneider doesn't do anything about it, or E-Day, or even Aiello. Aiello down the inside of E-Day, but still not enough to get by.
Chops his nose again.
Exactly.
Drops further off. Just quote them, unfortunately, there.
So unless someone pulls a miracle of a fastest lap, that's Gasho's in the bag, but not enough to be in the full points pay positions. Here's Thompson holding up Butcher and Lammers and the rest of the top midfield runners. And Salo there, but thereabouts. Very well done indeed from the rookie from Finland. But even better so, Jamie Webber, that's his first win of the season. Crossed the line. We were expecting a bit of a drop off from, well, both him and Salo, I guess, but across the tussle for third, Thompson together. Now, who's going to be... Oh, Ingram got 6th at the line. So very well done indeed. We're going to see a Volkswagen front row for race 2. A decently entertaining midfield pack. I think we were expecting that to be a bit light on the entertainment factor for the front of the field. But that could all change for race 1 as to a degree, no stragglers, even if the Tamiya Hondas were that far back at the end. Fairly decent start to the weekend, guys.
Yeah, it's a really good result for us. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see what we do for race 2, where we're starting about the same place again. So hopefully we can move forwards again.
And therefore, in about an hour's time, we should be back for the top 10 reverse grid and more action. Stay tuned. Good racing, everyone.